Cool, calm, driven, intelligent, genius, some might say. But today, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about me. I couldn't quite believe it when Stubb exhausted all other options and decided to ask me to be his best man. It's a great honour and a joy. But to be honest with you, I'm actually a little worried, nervous and apprehensive about doing this. If there is anyone else here feeling worried, nervous or apprehensive, it's probably because you just married Stubb. I'm slightly bothered by the title of best man. If I'm the best man, then why is Hannah marrying Stubb? I'm happy by just saying I'm a pretty good man. Before I wrote this speech, I asked a few people how long they thought it should last. The general response was about as long as it takes for the groom to make love. So with that in mind, thank you, you've been wonderful. Talking of love making brings me on to the nickname, Stubb. Now Hannah, where does this come from? I was sitting down with Hannah recently, having a little chat. She assures me it's not bedroom related. She claims it's a nickname from school, but I got my doubts. What stuff? That's right. On behalf of the bridesmaids, I'd like to thank Stubb and Hannah for the kind words in Stubb's speech, and of course the gifts which I didn't receive yet. I'd like to thank all the relatives and guests for coming today. It's amazing what lengths some people go to for a free meal. I've known Stubb for 16 years now. 16, bro. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? We're in the same tutor school, and he hasn't changed much since the days of 7H.
Oh yeah!
He's still the same computer-loving nerd he was all those years ago. If you had a problem with your computer, Stubb was your man. His reputation for his computer skills was well known. So well known that when the school's computer system was hacked and taken over on the last day of year 11, the head of year knew exactly whose parents to phone to tell them they need to come down to the school and pick their son up. But this wasn't the first time your computer antics got you into trouble, was it, Stubb? After an ex-girlfriend called on Stubb for advice about her computer, had no problem, Stubb spotted an opportunity he could not miss. He gladly gave her instructions to wipe her computer. A couple of days later, there was a knock at the door. To Stubb's parents' horror, it was a man from Microsoft. Shock horror, busted. Now, even though I stayed on for sixth form and Stubb, for some reason, went to college, our friendship continued through our part-time jobs at Waitrose. Now, as you can imagine, Stubb was never the chattiest of checkout workers. His personality was much more suited to pushing trolleys. However, he did manage to catch the eye of a young whippersnapper Sunnydale girl by the name of Hannah G. At this point, we didn't know much about Hannah, apart from knowing she had a grumpy-looking brother with a mop head who worked on trolleys on Sundays. Nice to see you, Tom. Yeah, you've had a good haircut. I recently asked Hannah what she first thought of Stubb back in the Waitrose days, to which she told me, yeah, I thought it was a bit of all right. Very smooth Hannah. From chatting to each other at work, to passing their flirty little notes to one another across the tills, as the months went by, their relationship blossomed and soon heated up to the next level. Late night cruising and Stubb's Ford Fiesta. Stubbs showed Hannah all the best sites. Esso, Total, Texaco, 24-hour Tesco, maybe even a well-being cafe. If she was up. Stubb went to drop Hannah home. They would sit in the car outside, chatting for over an hour, even though Hannah's mum, Carol, was texting her from the house, asking what she's doing and telling her to get inside. So sometimes I think to myself, we could have actually been in opposite seats here today. Of course, that's only if Carol didn't ban Hannah from coming in my car. It's all saying, and that's true. Very true. Now, Hannah mentioned to me on the hen do, Katie, over here, the maid of honour, ran a quiz about Stubb. And one of the questions which interested me was, what is Stubb's favourite sport? Now, the typical answer, as I've spoken to a lot of you today, I reckon the typical answer would be football, rugby, even cycling. Yeah. But knowing Stubb as I do, I know he's more likely to be caught with a circuit board than a surfboard. I asked Hannah for a clue, to which she told me it's not really a sport. So what exactly is his favourite sport? Fishing. Now, I'm not much of a fisherman, but I can certainly tell Stubbs landed a great catch here today. Not only is Hannah warm, caring, funny, but she also has a laugh which sounds like a machine gun. There it goes. Now, one time Hannah's machine gun wasn't going off. It was when Stubb invited our steak club round to the house. So every 3 or 4 months we meet for a steak dinner, a selected group. Baltimore, Goodman, Gaucho, just some of the nice restaurants we go to. But this time it was time for Stubbs' house. Now, as Hannah was away for the night, the plan was to sit down to a nice meal, 8 PM, a couple of pints of Guinness, very relaxed, civilised. However, things didn't go quite to plan. Beer, rum, wine, gin, whiskey, prosecco, Jägermeister and sake led to dinner being served at 1:30 in the evening, followed by some fritter rolls at 4. Not only was the house a complete mess and somehow covered in candle wax, we had one guy in the corner suffering with a serious case of meat sweat, and another guy outside jumping up and down on top of my car. Hannah, I don't blame you for making those 2 evening guests only for today. Now, a night like that brings me nicely onto the stag do. Okay, so before we left for Berlin, Hannah said to me, not one stripper. Hannah, I kept my word. I can confirm there was not one stripper, there was 2. Now, I won't go into detail about it, as I'm sure the whip marks on Stubbs' chest and the candle wax drippings all over his body give you a little bit of an insight. What I can tell you, though, is that the look on his face said it all. Shock horror. Nearly as shocked as my face when I saw a £450 blender on your wedding gift list. Shockingly no. Well, I never did buy it. The rest of the stag went pretty smoothly. There was just a minor hiccup of a car crash and the steak and chips. Steak and chick.
They were not chips. And that was definitely not steak or any kind of roux.
Which is quite possibly, now I think it was this, awesome chips. Moving forward into married life, Stubb, you're very lucky to be leaving here today. Now this is a serious bit. Gaining a beautiful wife who is smart, caring, warm and funny. She deserves a good husband. So thank God you married her before she found one. Hannah, you're very lucky too. You leave here today gaining a beautiful dress and some flowers. I thought we should all perhaps bear in mind is that marriage, it's not about finding someone you can live with, it's about finding somebody you can't live without. So finally, it gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to be upstanding. Raise your glasses. Join me in this toast. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Bennett.